Welcome to my channel at Bunny Hollow Crafts. Oh, the wedding is over. It was a beautiful, beautiful Saturday. So beautiful. Held at a public park near their house. And so, yeah, just beautiful. So I'm measuring out my trifold here. I'm just looking back to remember it's 4 inches wide. So when I put my pictures in Publisher, I made them 375. I knew I could always trim them in height if I needed to. So this is HP presentation paper, and I use that because it's a small trifold and I did not want bulky photo paper in there. So I'm going to turn on some music and get to cutting, and then we'll keep working on the trifold. Okay, so here we are with all my little receipts. I just have to keep these things. My $36 dress. Yeah. And so just little things we did to get prepared. This is a little thing from Ulta. This has her perfume on it. One of the twins found it and sprayed it so I could keep it. Very sweet. So that's in there. And then just the little things we did. This was our lunch in the hotel. So our getting ready lunch. And that was our nails. That was expensive. Tuck that in there. And these are the place cards that one of the twins made. So I'm going to fold the napkin and grab everything together and put it in the pocket. And it is not going to go well. Oh, crafting is not a sport for the weak. The magnets won't catch anymore. So I pull out the napkin thinking maybe less would be helpful. So start with the napkin and tuck everything else back in, but it still won't close. So I pull out everything else, but I didn't realize I didn't have the place cards. They didn't come out. So that's probably why it won't close, because it should have. But anyway, I just decided, you know what, this is not going to work. So we're going to figure it out. So I grabbed the spatula and started at the top, but pretty quickly realized that thing is on there. I'm sure that's score tape. So I give up, I press it back down, and I start from the other end. Where there's a will, there is a way. So I just started whittling away at it and finally just ripped it off. Came off pretty easily. And then I just spend time with the spatula and my fingernails, a little determination, and get all these little pink parts off. I'm very careful to only pull up. I'm being very careful not to mess up the paper underneath. I know it looks like I'm going fast, but this is fast forward. So I just kept scratching at it and pulling at it, tugging at it. And I know I'll have to fix this, but we can fix anything. So I'll be pleased with it here in a minute. I never expected that, but I should have, because I know me. I keep all this stuff. My mother kept all this stuff. Her old scrapbooks have all kinds of treasures in them. I can only hope that these things will be treasures someday as well. I assume, why wouldn't they be? I don't know. So I think I'm about pleased with it. And time to clean up the mess. Yeah. Alrighty, so I'm going to put score tape on the back of the pocket and just put it on the back. That's not where you'd want it in the right world, I guess. But these are my memories, so it's my book. I can do whatever, I guess. So I'm trying to cut that off. It doesn't want to. I think the pocket is still high enough that the blade just doesn't sink in. So I peeled it off, then took a pair of scissors and trimmed up that rough edge. And this is where I went a little crazy and pulled out the scoreboard. I don't know what I'm thinking I'm going to score. I'm thinking of having it be a tip in again, and I just want to glue it down to the back. You could have if you wanted to, but I didn't want to. So trimmed off that top edge. Now I'm going to layer it with score tape. I'm going to lose the We Are family. I have to consider that collateral damage in the sport of crafting. But I want the pocket to stay on there well, so I'm just going to put score tape on it. And I thought I would show you this part instead of having the music play, because this was not planned, not intended, but stuff happens, so you have to swing with it and just make it work for you. So I'm going to trim that off because it was overlapping, and then I'm just going to make sure that I'm right side up. I've learned that lesson. I'm just going to peel the edges away about an inch down, making sure everything's burnished really well, and take off the middle piece of tape as well, and just get it ready. I'll line it up at the bottom and press it down, and then that thing will be on the bottom or on the back, and it'll work for my needs. So getting off that bottom piece of tape and pressing it down. All right, so it closes now. now I need to fix that. But we're going to move on to putting things in the pocket. And here's where I realize that those place cards are still in there, because this won't go in. And I'm realizing this pocket is way too tight. It should have been gusseted, and that would have been a good thing to do, but I'm just going to stick with what is. I'm going to make another album at some point with the photographer's pictures, so that'll be a bigger, nicer album. Maybe I'll move some of this stuff over, I don't know. But I went at this with tweezers, the spatula, my fingers, and I finally just manhandled it to get those place cards out of there. And then I knew I didn't want to repeat this process. So I saw a piece of paper sitting to the side and I grabbed it. See where it's trimmed off? I'll show you what I trimmed out of there. I just folded it and then cut it to a little less than the width of the pocket. And I decided quickly, on the fly, I'm going to put all these things inside that little folded piece of paper, and it will help me get them in and out when I want to see them. So there they go. I'm going to test that method. Yep, they will close, and yes, they will come out easy. So yay. Alrighty, this is that trimmed piece of paper. That's the champagne cork that was popped in the park, and my 30-year-old son went and grabbed it for me. Perfect, he knows his mama. Alrighty, now we're going to attach something to the top of that page, and I chose that foiled cardstock, so why not? So that's about the right length. I'm just going to trim off what would be about a quarter of an inch, or I guess if it's about a half an inch width. I'm going to grab the tweezers that are sitting there and make a little mark, and then trim it and put some glue on it and call it done. Done, done, done. So I want to say thank you for joining me for this process. I will do a walkthrough later of this album. And as always, any questions, thoughts, concerns, motivation, encouragement, support, criticism, always welcome in the comments below. Thank you much for watching.